Okay, let's watch Team Opera, the Conqueror of Umamusume. I did actually a lot of digging on Team Opera, a little bit, or at least a little bit of digging. I think the character is really interesting as like the figure, her personality, how it matches like what she did, and also how she was kind of regarded. So I wonder if we're gonna get a lot of that detail here. Pyrrhixz usually never misses, so let's watch the video, see what it is.
There's a saying in Japanese horse racing pertaining to each of the Triple Crown titles.
Okay.
The Satsuki Sho is won by the fastest horse.
Yep.
The Kika Sho by the strongest.
Yep.
And the Tokyo Yushun by the
luckiest.
luckiest. At the time of writing this script, from 1941 to 2025, only 8 racehorses have achieved the legendary Triple Crown title, with 5 of those horses being before the year 2000.
Rudolph.
These 5 racehorses would be Saint Light in 1941, Shinzan in 1964, Mr. CB in 1983, Simbali Rudolph in 1984, and Narita Brian in 1994.
Oh, really?
The Japanese Triple Crown consists of 3 races of varying lengths. The Satsuki Sho at 2,000 meters,
Yep.
the Tokyo Yushun at 2,400 meters, and the Kika Sho at 3,000 meters. Differing distance is the first of many hurdles a racehorse will face when contesting this Triple Crown title.
Dude, we need to watch
These
this.
3 races are also home to some of the most fierce competitors of their era, making winning all 3 competitions a test of pure strength and racing capability.
The Japanese Derby.
These racehorses can't simply waltz into these races either. Strict regulation were in place to have horses qualify by winning preliminary races. They had to prove themselves before ever setting foot on the turf.
Damn.
In addition, this title is limited to 3-year-old horses only, meaning there's only one shot to even attempt to seize this title. In previous videos, we've covered up-and-coming stars who contend.
Oh, dang, really? Okay, I did not know that. So it's 3-year-olds only. You can't even be like younger or older. So that's why it's even more heartbreaking. You can't even try it again. You can't even try it again, like to try and get a Triple Crown like next year or whatever. You only have that one shot, that one opportunity. That's actually really cool.
For the Triple Crown title, several examples being Agnes Tachyon, Tokai Teo, Mejiro McQueen, and Mihono Bourbon. Even if a competitor isn't able to seize all of these titles, it's rare for their competition to be so fierce that it redefines a horse racing era.
Damn.
Today, we'll be covering a story that did just that. A racehorse who, alongside Admire Vega and Narita Top Road, will show the audience one of the most fierce competitions to claim the Triple Crown, only to continue on and cement himself in horse racing history. This is the story of TM Opera O, the Conqueror of the...
That scene was cinema, dude. Absolute cinema in the movie. I think they do this in a movie. If I were to guess, they also do this scene in Road to the Top as well, I would think, because it was so good. This scene was so fucking cool.
Century's end. TM's racing career is highlighted in 2 series of the Umamusume anime. These include TM's debut and first year of racing in Road to the Top, and his dominant...
No spoilers? I mean, chat, we're looking at a lore video of TM Opera, okay? This is going to be a little bit of Road to the Top, and it's also going to be probably a little bit of the movie. I'm okay with watching it, even though I haven't watched Road to the Top, but I don't know if you guys are. They're all like very good stories no matter what, even if you know who wins, who loses.
Career that follows, which is displayed in beginning of a new era. The name of the movie itself pays tribute to the end of TM Opera O's legacy and the induction of a new era of race horses. Some Umas in the series have very brief racing careers, while others stack tens of hundreds of races under their belt. The one unique thing about TM Opera O's career is the sheer domination that will follow a fierce competition for the Triple Crown title in 1999. Road to the Top would convey a message that strong competition would bring out the absolute best of a racer's capabilities, and that statement holds true for the 1999 Triple Crown series. TM Opera O was born on March 13, 1996, at the Kineas Ranch in Urakawa, Hokkaido.
I feel like his hair, the way it like kind of curls and like, I don't know, into like these kind of sharp lines or whatever, it does remind me of the character.
96, at the Kineas Ranch in Urakawa, Hokkaido. TM's sire was Opera House, a famous racehorse from Great Britain. He had earned the title of European champion in 1993 after winning multiple G1 races. Just like Sunday Silence, an American racehorse that would be brought to Japan, Opera House's strong racing capabilities made him a contender to be a breeding stallion, leading to his transfer in 1994.
That's so dark.
The TM in Opera's name are the initials of Masasugu Takezono, the president and owner of TM Kinen. Takezono would be the one to bring Opera House to Japan and begin the process of turning him into a breeding stud. Opera is in honor of his sire, Opera House, and the O signifies king in Japanese. This is a common suffix used in Japanese racehorses' names, with another prime example being Sakura Bakushi no. Despite the impressive display of dominance TM would show in future races, the start of his career will come with a few roadblocks. TM debuted on August 15, 1998 at the 2-year-old newcomers race where he'd placed second overall, a staggering 6 lengths behind the winner classic stage. This race would also result in TM having to rest for 3 months due to a leg injury following his debut. Though his first race was on a turf-based track, TM's following 2 races would be on dirt, where he'd suffer a 4th place finish before earning his first victory at the 3-year-old make debut.
That's interesting.
At this point, it was clear that TM had potential, and so his trainers aimed to condition him to be up to par to participate in the classic races that followed. The participation of TM Opero in the classics wouldn't have been possible had he been born several years prior. At the time of TM's career in 1999, a major rule change had hit the JRA, all thanks to the legacy of one Ashen racehorse.
Is the rule change like allowing them to run in one of the races? I forget. This is a Cinderella Gray.
Oguri Cap. This rule change I'll explain shortly, but the gratitude of Oguri's legacy and his impact on TMs are personified in Road to...
It allowed a late entry fee, the no cap rule. Is it actually called a no cap rule? Yeah, late registration is now okay. You just have to pay for a fee, essentially. Because there was like a very strict deadline, essentially, to register for the races. Because Oguri Cap missed the deadline to register for the races, or at least their trainer or whoever managed them did, they were causing such a stir, and they were making such strong performances everywhere else. They made a change in the rules because of Oguri Cap to allow late entries by a fee. I guess by a fee. I don't know. That part I didn't know, but looks like chat's filling in the blanks, and that's pretty cool. That's kind of sick.
The top, where
you can't have the best race without the best horse. Yeah.
TM Opero expresses her gratitude for Oguri's belief in her racing capabilities. The inclusion of Oguri witnessing Opero's races are also a tribute in itself, the rule change being implemented a year after Oguri Cap's retirement in 1991. Oguri Cap needs no introduction, and deserves a whole documentary-length video just for his
Holy dude, that's crazy. This is only 1/3 of Oguri's races. Jeez. Kasamatsu. Damn. And then moving to the big leagues, Tokyo, Chukyo. Guys, watch Cinderella Gray. Watch Cinderella Gray. It's amazing.
Green career in the future. However, I'll summarize it briefly to emphasize the impact he left on the racing world. Oguri Cap was denied entry into the classics in 1988 due to his failure to register the previous year.
Yeah.
This was a requirement at the time by the JRA. However, due to Oguri's sheer dominance against strong competitors, and his sudden boom in popularity.
Oh, dude. Is it spoiler? I think it's lore. It adds context, right? It adds context. I mean, maybe you don't want to mute me. But the rule change didn't come in time for Oguri. It did not come in time for her.
Public outcry soon ensued, not only by fans, but fellow critics, trainers, and jockeys.
But it's his legacy and his story that introduced it.
Like, petitions were signed, attempts were made, and negotiations set to mend the rules and allow horses who miss the registration date to still be able to show their talent against Japan's best in the classics.
1988 spoiler.
Unfortunately, for Oguri Cap, he'd be denied entry to participate, the JRA refusing to mend these rules so suddenly. This didn't stop the public from pushing the matter, and the sheer support of Oguri Cap was so strong that the JRA could not simply sweep this under the rug. The pressure built up to the point where the JRA changed this rule in 1992, allowing racehorses a late registration into the classics, albeit with a highly inflated price. This
Yeah, he wasn't allowed to race. A rule was made for future cases.
change would be referred to as the Oguri Cap system following its implementation. Iwamoto, TM Opero's trainer, was insistent to pay this hefty fine to showcase TM's capabilities against strong competitors. By this point, TM Opero had already met the requirements to join the classic races, having achieved a first-place finish at the Mainichi High on March 28, 1999. Takezono, due to TM's potential and Iwamoto's belief, would pay the 2 million yen fee to register TM Opera into the classics. The original plan was to train TM
I just want to say, Pyrrhix's production quality has stepped the fuck up, dude. I watched his Haru Urara video around when it was released. I wasn't very impressed by it, but this is he's been just killing it. This has been really good stuff. Make sure you guys, here, I'll link it to you guys right now. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to this guy. This guy's sick.
Compete in the Tokyo Yushun. This would mean missing the Satsuki show, which would take place on April 18, 1999. Takezono expressed concern with such a high-level race being so close to TM's Mainichi win. Once more, Oguri Cap's legacy would impact the trajectory of TM's career. Despite Takezono's doubt of TM's capabilities for the Satsuki show, Tsutomu Setoguchi, Oguri Cap's trainer, encouraged him to compete. And so, on April 18, 1999, TM Opero would enter the racecourse alongside his jockey, Ryuji Wada. TM would be placed against two strong competitors in this race, Narita Top Road and Admire Vega. TM, against all odds and at the disbelief of Iwamoto, would surge to the front of the pack within the final leg of the race, surpassing Vega and Top Road, claiming a win at the Satsuki show.
Shot.
This didn't only mark a
That's insane. What?
and at the disbelief of Iwamoto,
I was like, that's not him.
would surge to the front of the pack within the final leg of
That's not him. From the outside?
the race, surpassing Vega and Top Road,
Bro,
claiming a win at the
oh my god.
Satsuki show. This didn't only mark a major victory for TM Opera, but also would be a moment in horse racing history. TM Opera would be the first late registered horse under the Oguri Cap system to seize a victory at the classics. This also was a historic moment due to Ryuji Wada, TM's jockey, being the youngest jockey in history to claim a classic victory. This victory, however, did come.
I think I saw a video. This is random. Not really. It is kind of related. Ryuji Wada, Meisho Dodo. And I think Meisho Dodo, who's like the roomie of Meisho Dodo in the anime is the roommate of Teamapuro and also like kind of his her rival. I think she bites him. I think she or like just playfully like snaps at him. But yeah.
At a cost.
Oh my god, I can't keep the genders right. The horse bites him. I'm pretty sure this is Ryuji Wada, right? I don't know. I remember looking at the comments. I'm pretty sure everyone was saying like Meisho Dodo smells Teamapuro on him.
TM had been badly beaten by the sheer amount of whipping Wada had given him in the final spurt. Iwamoto.
By the way, Rednu, there's a comment talking more about Ryuji Wada and TM's homage being presented in the game. Really?
Displeased with this level of mistreatment, would scold Wada, resulting in a shift in his riding method with TM Opera.
Wait, what?
Wada did cocky in recap system to seize a victory at the classics. This also was a historic moment due to Ryuji Wada, TM's jockey, being the youngest jockey in history to claim a classic victory.
Okay.
This victory, however, did come at a cost.
Oh.
TM had been badly beaten by the sheer amount of whipping Wada had given him in the final spurt.
Oh.
Iwamoto, displeased with this level of mistreatment, would scold Wada, resulting in a shift in his riding method with TM Opera. This method would rely more on Opera's final leg of the race, and seizing victory at the very last
Well, I guess it does hurt, especially if you whip him that much.
moment. As the year progressed, TM Opera wouldn't be able to find his footing in order to claim another win. From the Tokyo Yushun, held on June 6, 1999, to the Arima Kinen, held on December 4, 1999, TM would see second and third place finishes overall. Despite TM's inability to claim the Triple Crown title, his participation in the classics alongside Vega and Top Road would bring in thousands to the racecourse. Vega would seize victory at the Tokyo Yushun. while Top Road claimed the victory at the Kika show later on. This will result in these three racehorses being seen as one of the greatest rivalries for the classic titles. Clearly displayed in Road to the Top, the rivalry was definitely something that drew in crowds by the thousands. Despite the popularity of TM during 1999, the lack of victories frustrated Takezono, resulting in the demand to remove Ryuji as TM's jockey.
Oh.
Several losses were attributed to Ryuji's inability to make critical decisions as the race continued against strong competitors. For example, the defeat in the Kika show would be due to Ryuji's inability to properly pursue Narita Top Road and keep a lock on the first place position, resulting in a late surge and a lackluster performance.
Dang.
Iwamoto would stand by his pupil, stating that he'd retire training TM if Ryuji was replaced. Begrudgingly,
Dang.
Takezono would retain Ryuji's position as TM's jockey, ending his classic career in 1999. Though Takezono had doubt of Ryuji's synergy with TM, the following year would prove to shatter all expectations. Entering the new year, Ryuji would continue to jockey TM Opero from the beginning of his career all the way into retirement. TM's nickname, the Conqueror of the Century's End, would surface after an undefeated year of racing in the year 2000. Up until this point, it was unheard
Damn. Holy. Look at that. That's crazy.
of for a racehorse to win consecutive races at this degree. Each of TM's races
Oh my god, wait. I was like, they're all Meisho Doto. This is second place position, but it's not all. It's 4 of them are Meisho Doto. And Narita Top Row is 1. Or 2. Narita Top Row is 2.
It was unheard of for a racehorse to win consecutive races at this degree. Each of TM's races were either medium or long distance tracks, having participated in every graded race possible in the year 2000. TM would also display a back-to-back victory in both the autumn and spring Tenno show,
Damn.
a feat only accomplished 2 times prior. These previous victories being with Tamamo Cross and Special Week. TM's wins of every possible graded medium and long distance race is still a record undefeated to this day. In addition, TM would set a record with 8 undefeated races in the year 2000, as well as the most G1 victories in a year being 5 in total. One of the most notable races for TM would be his participation in the Japan Cup, resulting in a first place victory.
Dang.
This would mark the 3rd consecutive win of Japanese racehorses, adding to the victories of El Condor Pasa and Special Week in the past 2 years.
2 lengths to make up, and here comes Fantastic Light. This is for the Emirates table. Mishidono hit the front. TM up low. The Japanese legend runs to them. Fantastic Light trying to get him. TM up low.
Oh my gosh.
Their champion wins it.
Bro, what? That's
In
crazy.
a thrilling finish. Fantastic Light may be second from Micho Doto either way.
TM
Sliding
victories of El
in
Condor
between
Pasa
them?
and Special Week in the past 2
Champion wins
and Special Week in the past 2
I guess
years.
not sliding. They were
2
kind of
lengths
like
to make up, and here comes Fantastic
sandwiching
Light.
him.
This is for the Emirates
Almost.
table. Mishidono hit the front.
Right
TM
here.
up low. The Japanese
Oh my
legend
gosh.
runs to them. Fantastic Light trying to get him. TM up
That's
low.
crazy.
The crowd roars. Their champion wins
Oh.
it by a head in a thrilling finish. Fantastic Light may be second from Micho Doto either way.
TM's exceptional performance would also allow him to set a record for the highest earning racehorse in history, taking home a total of 1.8 billion yen. This record would stand until 2017, when
Damn. What? 1.87. Wow.
Kita-san Black would barely surpass it. These victories also showcase a strong bond between TM and Ryuji. Unsurprisingly, the undefeated year would lead many to see them as one of the most iconic jockey-horse duos in Japan.
That's so interesting. And there's like so much drama behind it too, right? Even though like Ryuji, he did mistreat Teamapuro, ended up staying with him for so long. It's like almost their identities are like merged almost.
The beginning of a new era showcases TM's dominating legacy would allow other strong competitors to be born to challenge his reign.
But
These
it's
being
like not so, how would you say it? So not, I can't even say it. I can't talk.
Jungle Pocket, Agnes Tachyon,
It's not so fortunate,
Manhattan Cafe, and an Uma displayed as TM's best
but it's
friend,
still them.
Meisho Dodo. Entering the year 2001, TM, much like his 1999 racing career, would see a mix of placements overall. Of the 7 total races he participated in during 2001, he'd only placed first in 2, with the lowest placement being his final race at the Arima Kinen. Originally, TM's trainers had planned to set the record for most G1 victories after the undefeated year in 2000. TM would have 7 total G1 victories in his career, tying the current record. However, Meisho Dodo would upset the chances of breaking this record by defeating TM at the Takarazuka Kinen on June 24, 2001. TM would retire following his race in the 2001 Arima Kinen, ushering in a new era of horse racing. TM's dominating race history will result in him being named Horse of the Year in 2000.
That's crazy. This shot is really cool.
And in 2004, he'd be inducted into the JRA Hall of Fame. Unlike the other horses we've covered in past videos, TM Opero didn't see much success as he became a breeding stud in retirement. Being from a lineage of European horses, TM's career was a miracle in itself. TM's pedigree is suited for horses being raised and raced outside of Japan, and due to this, many of TM's offsprings were unremarkable in performance on Japanese racecourses. Sadly, due to this fact, interest quickly declined over time due to the unsuccessful offspring TM sired. For the remainder of his life, TM enjoyed retirement away from the racecourse. He passed away suddenly at the Hakuban Bokujo farm in Hokkaido at the age of 22 years old, after suffering a heart attack. Though his life had ups and downs, TM Opero is still regarded as one of the greatest racehorses of all time in Japan. Even with the inability to seize a Triple Crown, Opero had solidified his capabilities on the racetrack, earning record-breaking amounts and gaining the adoration of thousands. A racehorse who ushered in a new era, personified as a prideful Uma with a love for racing and a desire to stand atop her competition. This was the story of TM Opero, the conqueror of the century's end.
Damn.
Did you enjoy this video, and who should I cover next? Be sure to let me know in the comment section down below.
Yo!
Thank you all for joining me, and as always, I will see you all in the next one.
Bro, you're balding, I know. Yo, Pyrrhixz! Hell yeah, dude. That was a sick-ass video. Pyrrhixz in the chat. Guys, follow Pyrrhixz. And also, like and sub to this absolute gem of video, dude. It's crazy. Actually, really cool. Made the jockey say that he wishes to have the horse's confidence. Wins unbelievably with an eye injury. Dang. Gets the biggest earnings ever and have a flawless year. Actually a friendly horse, they exist, who was treated badly by jealous people after retirement. Jockey gets called a fraud after he stopped winning G1s without TM. And when he finally wins, TM has already passed away, but he said Opera-san gave me a push. And Jockey visits his grave later, bowing down and saying thank you very much, as if to respond. A few leaves near the memorial stone waved about. He's the overload or what? Damn. So it's like, yeah, Ryuji Wada. I mean, at least he has this video, right? He seems to be a pretty popular jockey, but it's interesting to see kind of like the whole drama of his career, how he started out, being very young, maybe brash, maybe like looking to prove himself. And so he did what he did. But it seems like they're still very much intertwined, you know? Not that one? Oh, my bad. Well, I kind of like this comment. To global players, if the story of Teo Maparo and jockey Ryuji Wada moves your heart, please be sure to welcome Wonder Acute when she is released. Her story is a tribute, a love letter to Ryuji Wada himself. Wada was the main jockey for Teo Maparo, but at the same time, he was still an inexperienced rookie. In 2000, the final race of Aparo's undefeated season, the Arima Kinen Grand Prix, arrived. Due to his overwhelming strength, Aparo was heavily marked by the other horses, trapped deep in the pack and completely blocked from any path forward. Wada later admitted that at one point, he was ready to give up on winning, but Aparo never gave up. As if to say, Ryuji, the left side is open, he lunged into a narrow gap that had opened to his left and broke through the wall of horses. He won the race. Afterward, Wada saw that Aparo's legs were covered in cuts from forcing his way through the pack. He realized that even when he was about to give up, Aparo had never stopped fighting. Overcome by his own weakness, Wada wept. Thus, Tam Aparo became the undefeated overlord of the century's end. But at the time, some whispered if Wada had been a more experienced jockey, Aparo might have won the Triple Crown in the previous year. Wada was even mocked as Aparo's backpack, just extra baggage. Damn. Aparo's backpack? That's wild. That's very creative. After Aparo retired, Wada went a long time without another G1 victory. He was deeply grateful to Aparo for making him the jockey he had become. He often thought about visiting him, but decided, I can't face him again until I win a G1 with my own strength. Otherwise, what face could I show him? So he never went. However, in May 2018, the sad news came. Aparo had passed away. 17 years had passed since Aparo's retirement in December 2001. On June 24, 2018, Wada rode Mickey Rocket in the Takarazuka Kinen G1 race, one of Japan's 2 annual Grand Prix races. Yeah, Takarazuka Kinen is also a fan vote race. Alongside the Arema Kinen, carrying that regret in his heart. And this time, he finally won. Now at last, he could go to see Aparo again. Since then, Wada has never failed to visit Aparo's grave every year. Wonder Acute, too, was one of Wada's beloved partners. In her story in Umamusume, you, the player, will step before her as a rookie trainer who achieved top results in all 7 categories. This setting is a direct homage to Tam Aparo's career total of 7 G1 victories, and you will take on Wonder Acute's training while carrying the weight of Ryuji Wada's legacy. When hardships stand in your way, the fearsome overlord will appear before you, scold you, encourage you, and support you. Wonder Acute's story cannot truly be understood without this background, but if you know it, you will feel the strong thread of fate that bound Aparo and Ryuji Wada together. Holy shit, dude. That's a crazy story. I'm also not gonna lie, a lot of people want the Oguri Cap video. She's my favorite Uma, and I've dove into his whole race history. It's a long video, and I want to do it right after the end of Core 2. I want to do my Go Justice. Dude, do it. Absolutely do it, dude. That'd be sick. That was so good. That was so good. It's like, and we had someone in chat too say like, oh, he's not my favorite anymore. That guy sucks, Ryuji Wada. And like, yeah, he definitely did suck, but it's like the whole arc, his whole redemption, him having so much respect for Aparo is really stunning. Wow. The story is actually crazy. That was a good story. Very good video by Pyrrhixz, who's in the Twitch chat. Make sure you guys like this video and subscribe for sure. This guy was sick. This video was sick. Absolutely really cool.